Everybody, Ralph Havens here, and I was gonna do this one outside, but there's a lot of diggers out there making lots of noise, so I'm doing it inside, still in Indy, and heading out to Washington D.C. tomorrow. And I've got something that showed up this morning in my matrix energetics, qigong, peace process, everything else I do to set up our lives and to help people this morning, and it kind of hit me like, oh yeah. So I've got something that I saw with somebody that was very close to us, and is dealing with an autoimmune condition and an allergy condition, and really ramping up. Really ramping up, getting worse. And I saw something yesterday, so I thought, how do I get this across to somebody? And do I do something like, because I don't know, I don't think they're very open to the idea of this kind of information. So, so I was thinking about it, and the Coast Guard, from what I understand, people told me this. I don't know if it's absolutely true, but it kind of makes some sense. They said when the Coast Guard comes to a ship that's sinking, and there's all these people in the water, who do they save? Who do they save? And the saying is the one swimming towards you. Sounds kind of cruel, but it's like, if you got all these people, the one swimming towards you are the one you save. And I've run into this idea before where somebody will have something going on and I just blurt out what I think they need, but they didn't ask me for what I think. And so they weren't open to it. And so one of the things that I do is a lot of study on how to sell. And part of it absolutely is how to sell an idea, right? Because if you've got something that can help somebody and you're not trying to sell them on this idea that can help, then maybe they won't get the help. And so that would be kind of like the Coast Guard shows up to the sinking ship and just stays right off in the fog, and doesn't announce anything, doesn't say anything, doesn't blow any horns, doesn't let the people know that there's a ship that can save them right here in the fog. Instead, they just sit quietly. Maybe they don't think they're up to saving them, or they think, who am I to save them? Or they think, I don't have the training to save them, or maybe they'll hate me if I try to save them, or, I haven't worked on my own stuff. I feel a lot of angst around even talking about it. So that's crazy, right? Of course, the Coast Guard is going to come in and help the people that are trying to come towards them. But in so many healing modalities and stuff, you got to think a little bit like, do they want your help? But if you don't tell them, would they even know that you can help? So the idea of selling came up. And one of the things that I've noticed is this pattern with autoimmune stuff. And if you can do one thing and change it, it can make such a difference, such a difference. Our neighbors did this back when we lived up by the mountain, because they were dealing with some significant autoimmune condition. And the doctor actually told them to do this. And so they did, and it made a big difference. But not all doctors know this or don't even think about this. But so what I'm going to tell you is really simple, but it could really be big for solving autoimmune conditions, including allergies. So we watched a movie last night called The Lion King, and it was really cool. And there was some good guys and bad guys, and some of the bad guys were the jackals or the hyenas that were out to hurt the lions, the little baby lion cubs, and the lions were out there, hunting antelope. And but there came a time when one of the lions teamed up with a bunch of grass-eating plants, or animals that didn't eat regular meat. And so this one lion started just eating grubs and little worms and stuff like that, and wasn't used to eating the big animals anymore. And then he teamed up, some of his old friends from the den found him, and it was a big thing. Like, he's so anyway. So, but what I realized was, if you see the jackals and the hyenas and they're attacking other animals, you could think, we got to kill all the jackals. we got to get rid of all the jackals. They're just not doing right, or at least wall them off, get them away from anything that they could kill. And the lions, maybe we shouldn't let them eat antelope. That's mean. And the zebras, don't let them kill a zebra. So let's wall them off and make sure that they only eat the little grubs. They only eat the little grubs. But that would be a disaster, right? For for an ecosystem that the animal eating big predators, the lions, the jackals, the hyenas, didn't get to eat any animals. It sounds kind of nice, but it's a disaster, right? Well, that's how a lot of people treat their bodies. So there's tons and tons of microbes, right? Bacteria, virus, fungi, all sorts of stuff in the soil, on surfaces, everywhere, in the air, even in our bodies. There's more cells in our body that are bacteria and fungi and virus than are human cells. So the idea of like trying to kill everything that's there, all bacteria, is what we're doing when we use antimicrobial stuff. So all those antimicrobial wipes, all those little spray things that you use to like kill all the bugs, all the antimicrobial soaps, all the and even the laundry stuff with all the phthalates in it, all the smelly stuff, that stuff is really toxic, and it's anti-life. Antibiotic mean anti-life, and antibiotics are already starting to become a disaster because the bugs can mutate, and they're mutating way faster than the stuff that can kill them. And so what we're doing is leveling the playing field and letting more of these drug-resistant bugs come in. So what I saw was somebody using a lot of antimicrobial stuff, a lot of stuff to kill all the bugs, keep all the germs away. But what's happening is they're getting a lot of autoimmune allergy things. So the bad bugs are coming in, and then you give more antibiotics and you do more antimicrobial wipes and you kill off all the bugs again, and even more bad bugs come in, but they're even more dangerous, even more deadly. And so I'm hoping that there's a way to reach these people because I care about them a lot, but I don't know. They have to be swimming towards me, right? They have to be open to it, fertile ground, as they say. You lay a seed like that and hope it grows, but it's got to be fertile ground. They have to actually ask, or at least know that it's there. But my job is to come out of the fog and let people know. So I told some people in the family, and I'm hoping it starts to bubble up because it's really simple. It's really simple. So if you're dealing with an autoimmune condition, an allergy condition, it'd be really simple to just quit doing any antimicrobial stuff. Just don't do those little squirt things. Don't do those wipes. Don't use shampoos and lotions and laundry soaps that just have all these smells and all these chemicals. For one, then I can come visit you because it's like, I do not like being around that stuff. It's awful. It's anti-life. And when you think of the circle of life, like the movie The Lion King, they're supposed to be bad bugs. They're not bad. They're supposed to be good bugs. They're not good or bad. They're just supposed to be part of the system, right? And you can't have antelope and zebras without having some lions and hyenas and jackals too. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So one simple thing to do is just stop using all that antimicrobial stuff, all those laundry stuff with smells, and use natural things. White vinegar and borax does great to clean off surfaces, but without killing every single thing. You don't need to use napalm on the front lawn to make it okay, like Roundup or something. That's not useful. It's not useful. It's not the circle of life. It's not being part of the world. So hope this helps. And that's my message for today. All right, everybody. Talk to you later.